Okay, we are live.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another segment with your girl Humo. Um, Hope all of you all are being safe, are keeping your distance with your family, with friends, and not hanging out or stay going to the stores and all this stuff. All those things you have to be careful. This coronavirus is not a game, and we have lost several members of our community that are doing great work in this community. So I hope you guys are keeping the safe distance. Okay. I know everybody has already seen the paper that I put up. We're going to be talking today about sexual assault, and also we're going to be closing the case down on the racism that happened in China between our Black African people and the Chinese when it comes to the coronavirus. Joining me today I have three fabulous guests. We're still waiting on the one to join in later. I have my newfound Auntie Musu. Welcome.
Hi, Omo. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I have my fabulous sister. She's an artist. She dances, she sings, and also has a fashion line as well. Welcome, Quinak.
Thank you so much for having me, Umo and Amjad. I love you guys. And welcome, Auntie Musu.
I'm still mad at you. You didn't come for my birthday.
Oh.
I know, Auntie Musu, we're going to celebrate. It's going to go down today.
Okay.
Okay, but before I go into the topics that we have today, one thing I want to say this one that I'm going to say is the only fun thing that is going to come out of all the other things that we're going to talk about today. I want to say happy birthday to our guest, my Auntie Musu. She's a cultural dancer. She is an activist, and also she is a clothing designer. And I mean clothing designer in the sense she brings the clothes in the clothing. Okay, she turns dresses like this. She turns it into an African affair. Okay, she knows how to do it. I want you guys to go back on SierraCast TV. We had a virtual party for her today. You should see the dresses, and she could only share a few dresses because it took a long time for women, especially women, to get in and out of their clothes. Okay, it takes them a while. So, and also the thing about it today is that she hasn't figured out a name yet for our clothing line. So we're giving out money to whoever is able to give her a name that she will choose. So I'm asking all my viewers to participate. Write down, send us messages with the names that you think is good. I don't care where you live. Okay, if you live in Australia, in Africa, there is Western Union, there is Rare, there is World Remit. So don't worry that your cash is not going to get to you. It will get to you because once she chooses the name, we're going to get your name, number, where we can send the money to. So I want you all to participate, show her some love. It's her birthday, and the clothing line look awesome. And as I say again, you, my viewers, are going to get money if you won and are able to find the right name for her clothing line. Okay, so I ask you guys, even on this message on this topic, you can still send the name that you think is good for her line. So getting back again to the subject that we have today. First, I think I'm going to talk about the China thing. We want to close that down, so let's get over that as well as soon as possible. So Queen Nak, since you're the one that it was dealing with more with the people in China, and you have connections over there, how is the case now, and how is everything going?
Well, so far, as we all know, some Chinese, most of them are being racist to our people, and the Chinese people are scared as well. They are very scared because they know the Western world don't care about them, especially, the Europeans, Americans. So they depend on Africa. So now they are very scared because they are worried. What is Africa going to do? Are we going to come together and, you know, put some strict rules and regulations on them, you know, tell them things that we want them to do, or else we'll cut off all relationship with them? So they are really scared right now. They are really worried. So for now, I'll say everything is going you know, a little smooth and fine. We saw a lot of pictures and videos of Chinese people. They are going, donating to these African people, you know, and they're trying to take pictures, but now the African people are refusing, be like, no, you're just trying to come take pictures now because we've exposed you, you know. But they're trying right now. They are so scared. They are so worried. I'll tell you, I know Chinese people. And I saw the other video, they released a lot of people, you know, they released a lot of Africans. And so what they were saying is that they are having the second wave of the coronavirus right now, which people don't know. So they were being really scared. They said they are so sorry. They apologized. They said they are very sorry for all the way the local Chinese people have been discriminating the Black people. That has nothing to do with the government. Well, that's what they said, you know. And as a mom, if you ask me, I would say the best we can do is to forgive and put our strict rules and regulations. Like next time, if any of this thing happen, or we just, you know, it's just, for me personally, I feel like this is a time our African leaders needs to come together as one, because now China is apologizing to us, the African countries. So now is the best time, because we know they need us. That's why they apologize. If they didn't need us, they
Exactly.
wouldn't have
Yep.
apologized. So now all the presidents from, because South African president is the president of all the African Union, I guess. So I think he should call on a meeting for all the presidents. All African countries should come together as one and fix some plans they are going to give to China. Like, say, China, listen, now this is how we want you to treat our citizens in your country. If you don't treat them like this, we are going to cut off all trade, you know, all, you know, world trade, or all in China Africa trade relationship and stuff like that. And then they pass a strict warning to the African countries. If any African countries go behind our back and sign a contract with China while we are busy cutting them off for them to abide by our rules, and then other African countries go behind our back to do trade with them, to sell with them, we are going to fight against that African country. I feel like if they have a meeting like that, all the African countries can can stick to one understanding, because the thing is, we are so greedy. Sometimes you will see one African country is fighting for Africans, and then another country will be behind, you know. So the unity for now is the problem, but now is the best time. We have to come together as one and tell them what we want, because these are people who doesn't know what we want, because we don't know what we want. So they treat us anyhow, because, you understand, you know what I mean, Umu? Like sometimes, yeah, people need to see, like, for example, this is SierraCast TV. I can come to the TV and do any kind of thing, because Umu, the host, is not serious. It's just, you know, doesn't take her work serious. She don't value what she has. So, but now Queenak is coming on SierraCast TV. I know exactly what to do. I follow the rules. I have to, you know, stick with topic and stuff like, because I know this is the host. This is what she does. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like everything is left with our government officials, and not one green president not able to solve the problem. I would tell you for free, this is all Africans should come together. So because we cannot compete with China. The economy is so huge, it's so large. You know, they compete. See, well, you're not able to fight China. You're not able. Then go just balance with, then go to other country. One country not able to fight them. Now all the African countries need to come together, because now then they able to compete with the one green China. So if they all come together, I feel like China is going to listen, because for now China is so scared. They are releasing people out of the thing. Well, what they said was that they only keep them inside the houses them, because most foreigners them, when they be tell them for stay indoors, you know, they not be they stay, them be still be the party, especially the Liberians then, you know. So, you know, say then now most time they're not able to tell whether na Sierra Leoneans, whether na Liberians, whether na Guineans. They don't tell. They see all Africans as one. Then they see we all are one. The only two we can tell now with passports, and most of them na Guangzhou don't have document. You understand? Most of them do, but again, most of them don't have documents compared to the foreigners, Africans, the way they live in other parts like Beijing. The one who they live in Guangzhou, most of them they not get documents, so they're not able to tell. And most of them now, like the Nigerians, then the passport so they can use a salon passport, so they can fix it as civilians, and can cause them problems. So it's so hard for the Chinese that for able for no, so they can just say we're all the Africans. Them, you understand? I mean, they can just classify it all together. So, but they don't release Boku. They don't release a lot of them because the results all came out negative. They say they apologized the way the local Chinese people employ racist on them. But the government's intention was just to stop the second wave of the virus, because the way we don't know about the second wave, but it's real. Nothing where it was past the first one where they come if they're not be careful. And the government guys so hard for making it easy for them. They make a lot of testers. Then they say we're doing this. We're not getting no charity. We're not getting no donations from other countries. So we are doing it all by ourselves. For test 1 billion people inside China, it's not easy. So foreigners they get access to some foreigners are 2 times test and some foreigners 3 times. So for test them 3 times within 2 weeks quarantine, that's a lot of money, because those tests, each test costs money. You know what I mean? So I feel like we forgive them but the only thing we forgive them with rules and regulations, like how we expect them to treat we in China.
Okay. Well, to me saying to that one, first I was upset because when they were complaining about the test, I understand they take you out of your house. But after losing 2 uncles on this disease, just because they couldn't get the test earlier, they couldn't be tested on time. They had to have symptoms, and even those that had symptoms, when they go to get the testing, it's a line. Some people have to sleep there to go get the testing. So I was kind of upset with the guy that was complaining, and everything was bad, and this and that and all this stuff. We understand, and people need to understand, this is not the time for you to pick and choose what dish you're going to eat. We're living overseas where we have the opportunity to get food from the store. Imagine for people down in Africa that doesn't even have the money, they get locked down and all this stuff. It's hard. Yes. So it was, for me, it was awful. And also, I hope Wu-Tang or Wuhan, wherever that is or whatever. Wuhan. I hope they're actually letting our people over here know, because this virus came from them. So I hope they're giving them the warning signal of, as you say, the first wave was not bad, but the second wave is the worst one. So if the second one is the worst one, and we haven't even finished the first wave yet, they need to tell us how to protect ourselves to make sure it doesn't get worse to the other places. And Auntie Musu, I know you have been seeing it, even though you were not in our discussion the last time. But I know you have been seeing it because this thing has been flooding the internet and everywhere, whether it's Google or any social media and stuff like that. So how did you feel about it? And if you watch our show the last time, there was a guy there that was really upsetting me and maybe us as well. I don't know, how did you feel about this?
I really feel terrible. I really, as a parent, I feel so terrible. But just like how Quinak said, this is not the time. This is not a wake-up call for we leaders them. Let them come together, because I don't care whether not Liberian, whether not Nigerian, it's Africa. Is African. So this is not the time for let them really come together and make them know Chinese, let them put their priorities together and make them tell the Chinese people, them say, listen, we are human. When they come to our own place, would they give all the respect, would they treat us all respect? They really need to come together. And who knows, maybe as Queen they say, the natives them, who knows, probably what they tell them. Maybe they tell them, say, now Africans, they don't go to the Corona Day. Maybe now make them the also. Because I'm not thinking really, according to OTA, they will not everybody, they really connect to the outside world.
Then they look at Chinese, and then they think that the racist one, then but not to all the Chinese, and they think so.
Right. So me, I really feel bad. I really feel bad, and I gladly, if not genuine apology they made, then I have a little bit of you know, compassion for that we because racism is everywhere anyway. Racism
Yes.
is everywhere. With a face
Yeah,
in America.
but people don't realize. Some countries they don't even realize. They don't even care. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know. You
So
won't.
I just hope will leaders and will come together and
Yes.
and give them firm warning and make them put certain things there in place, but make this
Yes.
not happen again. Let it not happen again. Because
But
otherwise,
the
at the this
question,
that they
but
can.
the question is, will they come together? That's
Well,
the
that,
thing.
well,
Obviously not.
that question,
Obviously
also,
not.
that question we can answer.
It
And
might not.
and the one thing that you said, you want them to make a law so that they can treat us better in their country. They can make those laws. They can make laws for their own country. You understand? But they can make laws in other people's country because they have their rules and regulation, and that's what you're gonna go by. They have
That's true.
that says, oh, this and this is what you have to do when you're in my country. So the
Yes.
same way they treat us in their country, we should make laws that will make them know that we are not the one to mess with. We are not the one
Yes.
to play with, and we are not some kind of a street person that you guys can come here and do guinea pigs and do anything you want. We are not
Exactly.
that person. We are
Exactly.
humans.
Now that's
We are
enemy point.
Yeah, we are humans just like you, and we might not have the same skin color, but we bleed, we have blood, we have bones, we have everything that you guys have. So
Yes.
our people should be the one that need to set an example,
Exactly.
so that everybody
That is
can
my
see.
point.
Yeah.
They need to set an example. And as we not say again that they don't want people to go behind their back and backbite and all the stuff and
Yeah, the
go
same
behind their back
African
and go find.
people.
Yes, so that is something that we don't know if it's gonna happen, but let's as a whole, let's pray for that to happen, because we know if we united we're strong, and white people know that, so they do everything possible to keep us apart, to keep us separated, to find something that you can get mad about when it comes to somebody. And this is not something that started yesterday. It's in our brain. We were born and raised with it. We have it in us. So we have to pray for it to come out of us so we can start loving each other and start respecting each other, because we don't respect each other sometimes. We don't have no respect for one another. So
we don't have value. We don't value ourselves.
No, so if you don't value yourself, or the people don't value each other, the next door neighbor is not going to value you.
Who would be having SierraCast TV, be a host at SierraCast TV, and I'll be so jealous. Why am I not the host? You know, I'll be so jealous. I don't want to support her. You understand? That's how we think. Auntie Musu here will be having our own fashion line. I will say, because we not get your own fashion line, you understand? I for jealous, I will start having, something in my mind. I will just make hypocrites. You understand what I mean?
Instead of we come together.
Yes, we come together and support one another. I support you, support me. They don't think at it that way. That's the thing where they affect we. You know, like get your own. And for value you own, I have to value what you have. That's you, no matter how it is. Now, me for push you, like you won't come up find back. Because I know when it comes to me turn, not all they can support me. When it comes to you turn to all for support you. You understand it? But they don't think that way.
It's not. God have mercy. It's like, well, just see inside our own country. This tribe are come this way. Just inside our own small country. See what's going on. This, they do so. If you say this, now make other country then just feel like, they don't even love each other anyway.
Yes.
That's
what they don't manipulate me.
So they're not manipulating us because they already know we don't like each other. So for them, it's very easy. So it's not manipulation. It's just manipulation. If we like each other and they're coming in.
True.
But
So that's not
they,
even manipulation.
they
That's
don't
true.
have, all they do is come with one bag of money that looks like dollars and it's smelling good. The next thing you know, they're killing each other over there. So
And the thing about them, they will invest money on things that would destroy us rather than invest money. Let's say, for example, you will see a white person, they buy beaucoup drugs, the medicine, they for can donate, for now we get abortion. They can't teach you how to do abortion, how for kill with people. They teach you how to do risky things. But for invest in our agriculture, for donate to stuff that will be in our agriculture, in our well-being, in us having more, you understand, and improving, they no go do them. They go buy guns. They give we gun, the law we learn for shoot we safe. Because the one can't take the mineral. They know say, where soon have the fet, when I left for una go fet, then they use the opportunity for go thief on a mineral and run away. But we don't get sense, we know the land.
Let's don't even go far when it comes to that. When you say drugs, when you look the people that are dying on the streets, they are black. But the boss that is running that thing is not black.
Oh yeah.
It's not black. But they're the one giving because they know we need something. We want fast money. We want this and that. So we give into those things, and then we start killing each other for things that this white people put in our hands. When they go to our country, as I said, I was talking about it on my other show. When I know somebody in Africa that does, he was doing before when he was APC, I guess he was doing the dealing with China. They have a contract to get bauxite from our country. So now that is SLPP, he lost his job for a little bit, and then he finally regains the job again. And now he was only trying to sign a contract for Chinese people to get rice from our country for them to get rice. Guess what happened? They changed and said, no, we don't want it. All we want is bauxite and gold or diamond or whatever we can have. We don't want rice because we can grow rice if we want rice. That's why when you say the last time they have their people put money aside to go invest in Africa, they don't go there they don't put those money for mistakes. They're doing it because they know what they're getting, okay? They're not going to go there and say, let me go get agriculture, let me go build this. No, they're going there, paying these people to get contract, get all that money, go to the village, clean people out from their house and own something. And then they started digging and taking everything out of the country. They don't invest. They actually just pluck it out and then go and do it in their country, and that their country flourish. And that's why our country is not flourishing. So I think not only Sierra Leone, not only Nigeria, Ghana, or whatever, everyone in Africa needs to be able to come to one. And that is going to be hard. So that's why I said this is where
look at what is happening in South Africa and Nigeria when they are killing the Nigerian peoples to live. You understand? That we can't call that racism, because we have the same skin color.
No,
but
it's still racism. It's racism. It's a different kind of racism.
Exactly. It's even worse than the way the Chinese, because at the end of the day, Chinese didn't kill anybody. But in South Africa, they were burning people down. So how do we call that? You understand, eh? So
and I don't understand the white people that are there that are actually turning you into slave. Literally, they move you, put you guys to the slum, to live in the slum. And they're living in the high buildings and so. Those people you're not doing anything to. Your own black person, your own black person, that's the person you're burning. It makes no sense. But that's why I said it's something that has been put in our head, in our brain, in our thoughts, the way we move, the way we talk, the way we do everything. It has been put in us. And for it to come out, it's going to take a miracle, because any child that is born there and have those parents, they're going to be raised that way. That's why now you don't see, there is white people that are racist, but you don't see them as much anymore, because there are other white people that are not racist, and they're bringing up their child in a different way than the racist people who will bring their child up. So those things start from when you're a kid. It's not something that is new. That's why for Africa, it's going to be a struggle. But I hope to God,
that's true.
we change for our own good, because this disease is a wake-up call for all of us, because there's a lot of things that was shown in the media, that came to the media, that we never knew. We knew about it, but we were not sure about it. When AIDS went to Africa, people know it was not African disease, but they couldn't prove it. Finally, we were able to prove it by their own damn mouth, because they said that stuff out. They talk about tuberculosis. It was out. So people, that's why I hope, like the way I'm listening, because I'm passionate about my country, I'm hoping other people are listening too. They're waking up. So, Auntie Musu, now that they're releasing them and saying their apologies, what do you think our country should do? Because I don't want them to get soft and say, okay, they have apologized, let's move on. What do you want them to
It
see?
shouldn't be that easy.
Yes. What do you want them to see in that apology? The people that are ruling us.
Well, they don't apologize, but I think they still need to come to a round table.
Yes.
They need to sit together, because they're not going to just let there and say, oh, we apologize, we're not going to do this again. They need to come together on a round table and make them sit down and talk and put them in place on paper. Because tomorrow, make them not see Africa that begin broken and food in Africa, then they say, oh, we not apologize. So I think the apology not that enough. Let them put it in writing. Something has to be done. Yeah. Let it be a peace treaty. Just like how countries then they fight together, then come and make peace. They put it into writing and make a treaty. They need to do that.
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's going to repeat again. It will happen again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. If we don't listen, if I say if African don't wake up right now, they will never wake up again. I don't think there's anything that made me, especially me, that made me wake up. Okay, and listen, I was brought up by a white woman, German for that matter, back and front. Okay, so I woke up, my eyes are out. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to do things and see what's for us to see. Because I called, I had like a very bad weeks. I was crying. I was hurt, not because of me, but I see Africa, and all I see is just issues upon issues. How did you guys feel? Like when this disease started first, they were saying, oh, it only affects white people. And then all of a sudden we started dying. And then we become the highest number in the chat. When I saw the chat on TV, I fell down and started to cry. And then you look in our country, anytime that something bad virus happen that we don't know about, say Africa is the one that suffers the most. And I was thinking to myself, why does God let us suffer so much? It's just us. What kind of cause do we have that it's always us that is going down? Auntie Musu, what do you think? Because I felt this, and let me tell you, I said, I've never cried so much for other people, not for me, but for others. How did you feel throughout this whole thing going on?
I would say the same way how you feel. No, I don't know if any African is actually, even though they say freedom, 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 I always feel like Africans, blacks in general, let me just say blacks in general, I don't think there'll ever be freedom. It's sad to say that, but I'm seeing it for a very long, even here in America, blacks are still feeling the same way how I'm feeling. They are still being marginalized. Of course, the racism, oh God, it's sad. I don't know what kind of prayer we need to pray. If probably we need to come together as Africans and
pray.
I don't know.
And when you look at it, we're the people that pray the most. We pray the most.
Oh yeah.
And I was really fighting with my faith this past weeks, because I'm looking at the way we pray in Africa. This is why people don't pray that much. They have all kind of killers over here. You don't see them catching on fire or anything bad happening. They still live their life as normal. But then anytime it's an African, even here when he goes to court case, if you kill somebody by mistake or not how do you call this now? Not oh my God, I forgot like when you premeditated. If you didn't premeditate and a white person has the same thing, guess who goes to jail the longest? Black.
The black.
And I don't understand.
But Omo, I don't need to cut you off. Sometimes I sit down and say, We can pray all we can. How many times per day? We have to check in our hearts.
Yes.
Us Africans,
Mhm.
we have to
But
check
that's
ourselves properly,
Mhm.
because how are you going to love somebody else if you don't love yourself? That's one thing. And if we don't love each other, that's how God is still. God will be looking at us. We'll be praying from January to December until
Yes.
we want to love ourselves. And when I say love
Mhm.
ourselves, love your brother. We don't
Mhm.
love each other. Even when we come here, we still don't love each other.
Yes.
When we come out here, if somebody is progressing, guess what? It's an African who is going to go right to your supervisor. If you are being liked by your supervisor, an African is going to go right there and tell the supervisor things about you, negative things about you,
Mhm. Yes.
until we stop hating each other before
Yes.
God is going to show mercy to us.
Mhm.
It's sad to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. I know that for facts because I'm going. I will talk about that when we go to the next topic for what happened to me just few days ago. So
Uh-oh.
I'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Mm.
But now that everything in China is coming down, I want us to put an end to the topic because there's nothing else we can say or do anymore. Now everybody
Mhm.
needs to open their own eyes and stuff like that and do what is right for the country that we go in. And as Auntie Musu said before, we have to try to look into ourselves. African, we have that problem. I've seen it a lot. I've had it a lot, and
Mhm.
maybe that will help
Things
God
have
to.
done too much.
Oh, let me say this quick. What I do, everything that I do, if I say in my own hometown, most of my postings, my own hometown where I was born, I hardly see my own brothers and sisters even commending me, say, Musu, good job. I hardly get that from my own hometown people,
Mhm.
only strangers. So that's just an example. I hardly get what praises from my own hometown people, only from strangers. So let me just rest it that way. We don't love each other. That's it.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's hard to hear, but it's so that's why I said my show. We don't do negativities, and not even the show, just the channel. In so we're just trying to like see if we can instill something new in everybody, like have positive energy towards somebody else that is doing good. Because when you have positive energy to somebody, or when you give positive energy comes back to you. You cannot give.
Yes.
That's why I guess African is having the struggles because they're giving so many negative vibe out. That's why they're getting negative things back at them, and
Yes.
I guess they know what is going on. So as I said
Mm.
again, since you have as Quinak said, they have released a lot of them. At least all I think she said only one person is being held because they said he might have been in contact with somebody that has it. So he's been
Yeah.
held until further notice, I guess. But I heard some other country like Uganda, Seychelles, they try to evacuate their people or remove airlift their people out. I think
Mm.
Seychelles was able to do it, but Uganda, the airlifting failed, so they couldn't do it, so they decided to leave their students there. It was 105 students that came from Uganda, so they decided to leave them there. So I know other countries might have tried, but it didn't work out. So
Mhm.
this is the end of that topic. So I thank you all for that. And if there's any question you guys have again pertaining to this, we can answer you guys later on the forum. I will go back after the this show. I will go back and try to look at each people's comment or question that they have, and I can try to answer them as best as I can. But right now, I'm going to go into a topic that is very sensitive. It's very sensitive, and it's about on my.
I always have my healing and my peace when I talk about it. And that's what I'm standing for. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm encouraging other people to do. I am a survivor. I don't want to say victim anymore. I'm not a victim anymore. I am a survivor of sexual abuse. And as you said, yes, almost correct. 95% of sexual abuse against children comes from a family member. It comes from a family member or somebody you know.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a stranger to sexually abuse, especially children. It's always from a family member. It happened to me. Mine happened to be my mother's brother. I was very young. I was a child, just like what the victim I'm about to talk about right now. She was just about my age, going to 11. It started until I went to Form 3, which is grade what here? 10th grade. And finally, I was able to break down and speak up about it. And because
Take your time. Take your time.
It's sad.
He was my principal in the school. He was my uncle. He was my reverend. He preaches to me every Sunday. So when it happened, and I opened my mouth and said something about it, the next thing he did was use his authority as a principal. He expelled me from the school, his school, and I was shipped back to my mother in the village. And that was it. My life actually, I stopped. I always say I stopped growing. I stopped growing up as a child at age 11. That's when I stopped growing. So that caused a lot of damage in my life that I didn't know, because Africa is this place when, especially sexual abuse against children, when it's in a family and the family is trying to protect the good name of the family.
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, not sometimes, the child becomes the victim here. We are the ones that are victimized. We are the ones that they have to hush us. Don't say it. Don't tell nobody. This is a disgrace to the family. And they totally ignore your own well-being. So it caused a lot of damage in my life. I actually attempted suicide when I was a teenager. Back in Africa, I almost overdosed on Valium 5. I don't know if you know Valium 5 in those days when I almost overdosed because I really wanted to just go to sleep and never wake up. But thank God, I survived. And I'm sure he kept me for a testimony. And he kept me to heal other people. And that's what I'm doing. So on Sunday, Tuesday was my birthday. I was here drinking my coffee and doing my photo shoot, and I saw this text message popped up on my screen. The person said, "Please call me. It's urgent." And I started reading the message. And she's saying, "Please call me. My daughter was sexually molested by her father. Please call me. I want you to step in. I want you to use your voice to speak up for my daughter. And I called my daughter. I say, read this. And she read it. And I just said, God, why? Why? I can't believe this is still happening in the world. I can't believe this is still happening in the world, especially somebody that you look up to as your father. I actually forgot about my own trauma. And I sat there and I just burst out crying. I say, how can I step into this again? Because I did it last year and now hear it again. Her own father. I called her. I called the lady. I said, just explain. I said, I'm here. I'm listening to you. And she started crying. She cried and she said, Musu, I can't believe it. She said, my whole world is turned upside down. She said, I can't believe it. So I said, okay. I said, put the child on the phone. And the little tiny voice came on the phone and she said, Auntie Musu. She said, yes, it happened. She said, it's my father, my father. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And I was just sitting there and we cried, me and the girl, we cried and cried. I said, let's cry. I said, that's all we do because.
It's okay, Auntie.
I don't know, Omo. I don't know how I can help. If I can have to dance naked in the street, I will do it. If there's any way they can stop sexual abuse, because I know, I feel the pain. Imagine I was 11 and I'm in my 50s and I'm still crying over this issue. And people still think like, oh, get over it. You know, that happened years ago. Why do you still have to dwell on it? They don't know the pain that will carry forever in your life. I know what sexual abuse has caused in my life. I don't even trust a man. Ever since I separated from my husband, I don't even want to stay with another man because of my daughter. I don't believe any man. I don't even want to get married because of that. People are just taking it like fun. So, and I pick up the phone. I say, Omo, please, we have to step in for this child. And I still have so many recordings from the girl. I don't know how we're going to step in. I actually engaged the man. I was fortunate. And it's like God is preparing me for something. And I know I'm going to be dancing in the street one day because of this. And I called him. I say, his name is Ibrahim Bundu. I called him. I say, okay, it's me. My name is Musu. I say, I'm calling you because I have a very important message for you. I say, your daughter reached out to me and her mother. And she said, sorry, you sexually molested her. And we engaged into a very long conversation. It's so long. But as I said, Omo, I'm going to personally investigate. I am going to make sure. And I told him, I said, listen, you denied, you said you didn't do this. He said, yes, I didn't do it. I say, I hope and pray you are saying the truth. I really hope and pray. I said, because I am going to make sure. I personally am going to make sure I will do every investigation. The little I can, I will do it to expose this man if he actually did it.
Well, my viewers, that's not That's not even everything. That's not all of it. I've been since Auntie Musu called me. She called me the same night, because I was calling her actually to wish her happy birthday. And she was like, "Oh, something is going wrong." And I was like, "Really? On her birthday, this thing is going to come up?" Or because I didn't know what it was. And then she told me the lady that called her for her daughter and stuff like that. Okay, I was messed up just like she was when I heard it, because I was in shock, because it's the father and a daughter. That's something that I don't understand. If it's somebody else out on the streets, I will understand. But that father, when I know father and their daughter, they love themselves in so much, and girls love their fathers so much, they worship their fathers. So for me, when I heard it, it was well, I had like somebody stabbing me on the chest, and this kid is so little. So be going through this kind of stuff. So I wanted to investigate a little bit further, and I got to speak to the mother. She sent me copies of the messages from the doctors and everything. And the worst thing is not that the child went and told the mother. She didn't tell her mother, because she said nobody has actually asked her how she was feeling, because when she was in Sierra Leone, she was living with her dad and her stepmom. So because she was getting a lot of pressure, some of our stepmoms are very terrible sometimes, the way they treat their stepchildren. They don't care about them, they don't pay attention to them. So she said she had that issue until she didn't even run away. She went to the social services in Freetown and tell them to relocate her to our mother's family, because she has tried everything and there was no result coming out. And she didn't tell nobody. But then when she went to the doctor asked her, when they were trying to do a checkup and stuff like that, the doctor asked her how she was doing. That's when she burst out and said whatever else she said about the whole thing that has been happening. They were shocked, and it was hard to believe. So they had to conduct some testing to figure out if she's telling the truth, to figure out if she's whatever she's going through, if it's the truth, because sometimes we know kids can make up stories because they don't like their other parents or whatnot. So they actually checked her. They take her to the hospital, to gynecologists. They checked her and they find so many tissues. I mean, so many scar tissues that she has in her. And now today was supposed to be the last, the lady was supposed to be on here today. The only reason she's not here today is because today is the last test that she has to take for the daughter. That's why she's not here, because right now as we are talking, there's a time difference where they are. So they now at the doctor's office doing their last test for them to get all the conclusion. They called, the child services was called. They did a lie detector test on her just to make sure she wasn't lying. And let me tell you, the test doesn't lie. Okay? A little girl like that can know all those little things that she says. And there are text messages between her and her father. And the way the dad was talking to her, I'm sure we're going to put this up, because I even went into a issue with one other person. I'm not going to call her name. When I heard all the stuff, I went forward with asking somebody that has been through the same thing, and she has put up her abuser picture online, and she got some backlashes from the people of Sierra Leone. They were saying, oh, nobody should be putting picture up, they should take it out and all this stuff. For me, the reason why I wanted to put the face up of the person, I don't want other children to go through it. Because the person that did this evil thing right now that we're talking about, he is a prominent figure, okay? He is a doctor. So he comes in contact with kids, with other people.
Wow.
So if he can do that to his
His
own
own
child.
child. He can
Nobody
do it
else
to
is
any
worth
other
it.
child.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody else will be worth it. So I contact this person just to see if she can be part of this conversation, because she has went through it. She has put a picture, and I was one of the people that was fighting for her. I don't do my show without doing research.
Right.
I don't just come on here online and just started talking and ramping. No, I'm very meticulous when it comes to things. I'm very particular. I'm always writing. Even when I was in the studio, people will see me on audio, I'm writing. I'm not a journalist, okay? I don't have a degree in journalism, and that doesn't matter. But as we were talking before, while some people will go after your work and try to make you feel little of the things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The person, when I told her one thing, she blazed. I don't like to listen to people. I don't want, that's how my show is. That girl said a lot of stuff, bad stuff about my show or what I do, just because of this. And she wanted to tell me what to do. And I might not be a journalist, but we know that we're not just going to come up here if we're not sure about what is going on. Okay? Even the child wanted to come here. She even made a video for this show where she turned her back and talked about what was going on in her life. And it's not about, the person was telling me, oh, it's dangerous, or you will put the child's face everywhere and people will know who she is, and that's not going to be good for the child. The child is already battered.
Right.
There is no coming back from what she has gone through. There is no coming back. She will never become the person that she wanted to be. She might be, but mentally, it doesn't change. And physically, since she was a little girl, your body is not matured enough to handle some certain sexual things. Your body, you can even have problem having kids. That's one of the things they went to check today, to see if her womb is okay, if her womb is not destroyed with all the thing that was happening. So I was upset with that person that did that to me, and I literally blocked that person for sure, because I was tired of all the things that they were saying. But this is the thing that happened to African people all the time. They will say, oh, don't put it online. Just go to the police station and try to figure it out, or try to go report them. We forgot that we're in Africa. In Africa, I've heard a case where somebody called me and told me they went to police station and told them that somebody was sleeping with their kid, and they told them to go home and sort it out. And that was in Sierra Leone,
Wow.
not any other country. It was in Sierra Leone. You know how many, when I was in female in Sierra Leone before, you know how many sexual cases we see every day? There are kids, I mean, I'm not even counting for people that are old. Young kids, 3. We have seen videos that was a 3-year-old baby, and she was screaming because of all the things that has happened. Is inside. Her inside was coming out on her. What they said, hands off her girls. Hands off her girls. What are we doing?
Oh, don't make me say something.
Quina, I don't know. Have you ever had an issue when it comes to sexual assault? Did you ever went through something like that?
I think me personally, I haven't been through that. The only thing I've been through, stepmom, step family issues, but I think it's very weird. I feel really bad even when I'm thinking about how a father should be sleeping with his own child, or uncle should be sleeping with his sister's child or his brother's child. That's crazy. That's weird. I just feel like they should be punished. They really should be punished, because this is wickedness. Maybe they should test them to see if they don't have any mental problem. Maybe they are not normal. But what if they are normal people? Then they really have to punish them. They have to punish them, because
they are
it's
normal,
just
my sister.
crazy.
They are normal, because I was in denial most of the time when I was growing up. I kept asking, but why not your own children? It's not like he didn't have. I had my cousins, And I was looking up to them like they are my sisters. I'm the only mother. I'm the only child to my mother. I'm the only child. You have how many daughters? Your sister's own only child. So I think they are normal because, well, I don't know. I hope it didn't do
You
it
see, sometimes what I want to say, Auntie Musu and Umu, like most of these things that these guys do, we entertain them a lot. Most of the time, like when a lady is with a man and the man cheat on her, they will be like, oh, are you leaving him because he cheated on you and stuff like that. They have to punish these guys for this mistake. We have to let them know they don't have to do it because they have to learn how to be satisfied. Our person go there, you know, able to forget satisfied mind. Some men, you can see some men, the woman then go find like thing for it, but they're still cheating. So it means because they're not satisfied. Now the same thing with man where they go sleep with in gal pikin or in sister and gal pikin or in brother and gal pikin are the same. They're not satisfied because what's something. Oh my way, you understand it? They don't take them from where it's small.
I have to say no to that. That is not a satisfaction issue anymore. That's not satisfaction. It's not because they're not satisfied. Okay, because this one has a wife at home. Okay. And it's not only that he touched the girl, he also touched the other.
Mine had a wife at home too.
Yes, and he has another child, 2 children with the other wife, and one of them are girls. And when I spoke to the woman yesterday, she told me he even touched the other girl too. So not only this one did he touch, he touched all of them. Some men are doing this.
This is a wickedness.
We call them pedophiles because they see little kids as something that they can mess with. Because they know that they can tell them, if you tell anybody, oh, I will do you this, or this is something that is supposed to happen. So they're using that because they know the kid is afraid to talk. Especially Africa, where it is. Every of those things that happen is put under the rug. They sweep it under the rug. You can't even tell your mom because they might say you're lying or maybe you're trying to act up. They don't listen to the kids. And for me, that is hurtful. I have my own issue that I went through as well. So for me, when I heard the story and she's so little, and even if you see her body is skinny, what are you doing? And when you see the man, he's not a tiny person either. He's a fat guy. Okay? So imagine that weight on that person. They don't even think how they do it. They don't want to know. I want to tell people, go to investigation channel and watch those things. They have them up there when they explain the story. There is another one that I watched. The guy raped the girl and then he just lied down on top of the girl until the girl died.
Wow.
Yeah. So their weight is 10 times more than little kids. And I don't understand. And why in Africa, why is it a problem that you can post their pictures up? It doesn't matter whether their face is out there or is not out there. It matters in that sense. But it doesn't matter for the girl. Because whether the girl is exposed or is not exposed, the girl is a mess. You know how many therapy that she has to go through, and it's not even going to do much effect on her. And then sometimes she can go up and she wanted to have kids and cannot have kids because that man has destroyed the womb. No. So now I have to wait.
I want to ask these guys, what's exactly when I want? What you defend? I mean, you don't cheat on your wife with big girls, them, you see attractive women, and then they pass every day. We don't grown up with mature, then get big waist and everything, then sexy, get big bobby, every kind thing. Now, woman, then they go now, then they go do their waist, then we say then they spend money. Like we have a lot of those women. You cheat on them with your wife, like. What else do you want? Like, what exactly again you want where you forgo and go sleep with small people? Like, what do you guys want? Sometimes we need to start asking these guys. Even not just wait until they reach to the extent when they begin sleep with speaking. Even you having a wife at home, what do you want when you not go satisfy with that woman? They will go make you begin cheat on them and go tell to the extent and begin sleep with small people. They're like, what else do you want? Like, what is wrong with them dick? Like, them dick, they're not able to get control. Like, I don't just get it. Why does guys don't have control over their penis?
Let me, one thing I want you to know, the sexual harassment doesn't only happen one way, okay? It's both ways as well. There are women out there that rape boys as well. It's just a different way, but it does happen. And a lot of those things, if you ask a lot of Sierra Leonean men, boys, they will tell you their cousins slept with them when they were kids. Or my friend, or some grown woman, and all this stuff. If you ask them, if they want to be...
But women are also doing it?
Yes. Oh, yes. It's not a one-way street.
You know, the only difference...
What do they want? What do these people want? Like, what's in they want exactly?
Queen, Omo, the only difference way a little bit different from where a grown-up woman they sleep with a small boy is they don't inflict that much pain. That's of where man they penetrate a small pikin.
Yes.
That's
woman.
Yes.
It's just they not get that much pain, but it's almost the same. And when you mean they ask about what's wrong with them, sometimes I just feel like when, especially pikin, when a man feel like, oh, I get power over him. Oh, like me. Let's take example of my own. Me, I when they look up to her, ask me, Papa, not me in my life, you know. Nine been they take care of me, nine they pay me school fees, nine they do everything for me. So each day when he's doing it, it will tell me, now this he go ask me, and you want learn, eh? You want learn? You want stay in a school? I say yes. So it's like they use their power. They use their power at that time because they no say, me, I just feel like it do am because it no say, I've been dependent on them and I be want go school. I no say, me am not go able to take pay me school, do it up, you know, because I be want for land so bad. But because it no say I depend on them. Anytime when they do them, he asks me, you want to stay in school and you want to learn? I say, yes, I want to learn.
okay.
So that's why I kept quiet for so long. I mean, they try to see if I go keep quiet for make I just stay in school until it gets to the point, like how this speaking they explain to me, just exactly me into the same case where I begin to deteriorate. You know how they deteriorate and how they I don't know. I don't know how they will help them. I don't know if they need help. I don't know if it's a mental issue. I don't know, but it's serious. It's serious. And yesterday when I did talk to the man, all in concern was because I tell him, I say, I go want to make you come on the air. I say, you go be willing for kind of the air and defend yourself? No, I know one kind of social media. I know one kind of social media. Social media, they damage people them. I know one kind of social media. Oh yeah? You know one kind of social media, right? Because you know the damage. Now you they protect your own image, right? And if it's true, for say you do this to this begin, you don't care about what you don't do to them now. Now your own image they try to protect now. No, I know one kind of social media. I know one kind of. So they know what they're doing.
They know what they are doing. And Auntie, I'm not caught what I motto. You see, most of the reasons too why we Sierra Leone sisters that then they go through, you know, most of them they want to go college, they want to wait he made it, they can go keep them man there. Yeah, so because they need assistance, you understand? They need possibly they assist them for make them go school, let them go college. And then stuff and that can make them they go na them ministers and they host then go to go party, go sleep with them. They go na them big man, them businessman and they host then go to go party, go waiting and call. You understand it? So them man they are so I they tell you something. You go see in auntie in Peking or what is it safe in sister in cousin or a neighbor Peking or anybody safe in Peking can come meet and say, uncle, say I don't pass to a school, I want to go college. You understand it? Then can you come meet for you as a big man at the country, where you responsibility, what's made they make you a minister? Now for like you any kind of way, now for you help the country one way or the other. If somebody can meet you, say, they want you help and pay school fee. The first thing where then they do, now for tell the Pekin and say, me, it don't happen to me. I don't go ask somebody for help. Then the person they tell me, say me for go sleep with them. And then they knows what say like me that I did not be able for do it for me. It's just that no more Mr. Pema been so slow for pay me school fee because me daddy not be there tongue. So I been need somebody where they help me there. The man want go sleep with me, and the man was a minister. You understand? Now me own daddy back again in Paddy. I be minister. He want go tell me say if I go sleep with me because I go ask him for college fees. Now I say, oh really? I say okay, no problem. You know it's I go ask him for school. I say no, these are the left hand. No me daddy can go pay. You understand? Because I'm a daddy responsibility. So most of them picking there now where them papa they not be able for pay for their school fee. But could they go through this right and inside salon? And this is the time we have to start talking about this issue. Make them begin help them picking their ass so not to pass the sleep with them. This is so sad and it's so wrong.
Well,
We really need to start talking about this.
To me, any man where Peking can ask you for help, for assistance, especially where you know say you go able to one, and then you ask for sex, right there, and they say you are molesting somebody. You would take advantage of some, then they take advantage of people and situation.
Yes, and they don't care.
And which is wrong.
So, it is really sad when it comes to this. That's why I was very upset when I told somebody to be part of it, tell me that you shouldn't do the face and stuff like that. And they say, well, tell me the people the information, or I get person at Salowe where help them do something. And I keep saying they're not in Sierra Leone, so it's gonna be hard. And it's not make the people that they do it and they do in my own point of view, because if they're faced and they all side, then we don't stop, we keep doing it. Anyone who will notice say they do we put them picture up. Anyone who will notice, we put them picture up. At some point, the country, if the president or whatever in the country is not doing this, other people are going to pick it up. How do you think the things that turned off our girls over here? How do you think it started? Now because they begin put them up, all the what they call it then producer and this and that will be the do all them thing to the woman there. Not to one by one now because they begin put and then get for stand. It doesn't matter if they're kids or they're not kids. Everybody has rights. Human, as a human, you have rights whether you're young or not. And this girl, she's so strong because she said, I want to do this because I don't want it to happen to another person. That's exactly what she said. Just because she's
the Pekin was saying one do. I must say as in
not to 14.
It's down 14 now, but it began at 11. Now 11 is start.
But it's still not good. If you be done 18, then it make that decision. They may be 18, 20. I make that decision. They say one come live. We can say okay, now adult. You understand?
No,
but I just feel
no. It's not about coming. This it's not about coming live.
No,
she wants to help.
Explain. The reason why we then reach out to me because then I'm sure some people they read my profile and I'm sure some people are always they share my story, you know, and and we don't see where are the advocates for other picking them. So now I make it come to me. So when I talk to her, I say I just want justice. Say I just want justice. I don't want nothing. Say let them change a name. They don't change a name. In fact, where they talk now, it said that Monday. That's how it is referred to them, that Monday. So many recordings where
parents. You talk to parents them.
In Papa I sleep with them. In Papa.
But in Mama give the consent to make him come live and talk making
but the Mama na call the Mama na call you gotta get off your phone.
Well, what's the Mama day in? I feel like we should do it because we are trying to show people a way to go. Before not the picking one. What's the
Mama Queen what he make we just some begin this will just begin anymore. We just want to get enough evidences. I will get video of the picking. Because I tell them, I say, turn you back. I get clips. How many clips? and I would send them to Umu. I don't know if I don't send them to Yusuf. We are going to investigate more.
Yes.
If I don't play the video then I have today. Next topic, we go play the video them, let people then
Yes.
listen to the picking. That's what we're going to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
But
this
the
they
people
have
still
to.
don't in Papa, or you know don't in Papa again.
No, the story started because in Mama be travel or in Mama go somewhere. So the papa
In
take
that family.
the from where it's small.
Right.
Because now prominent person and
Mhm.
he's the doctor. So he
Mhm.
kept the child. So the mama travel where he can now for camp. He come for camp before they come for camp. He come the beginning door come on at the house. He tell
Right.
it go to police. He tell the police then or the social service. Tell them say no one dey to papa again. He want go to him mama, mama or his grandma. So they allow her for go to him mama now to him mama side.
Yeah.
But now when the woman now income, him mama now can back na salon. He can pick her up for care and go. Now outside they now to the doctor. You know, so you come out now Africa, they check you when they go to hospital.
Right.
Because my dad did the same thing to me when we went. He take us to the hospital. They check us for all. We take all the blood work and this and that and stuff like that. The doctor now I ask him question. He say, "How are you doing?"
Yeah. Now I break up.
Now boss right. Break down. So now that doctor the doctor now tell him, even his mama said, be tell him. When him parents tell him mama, they call him mama. Mama say she nearly passed out.
Right. But we'll get the video then. Will they do for investigation? Next time will they bring the audios that will they pick it on send? Will they bring the video where they don't make where it turning back? Let people then listen. It's not like
mama say mind for the out up here as well because today they for me actually they now because of the dinner hospital right now then they're doing last checkup now make so they have to right now.
Yeah.
We need for call on what I think we for do. Now we call on a lot of people out there. We sit them on this discussion, like we really put pressure, like we call on most of the stars and the celebrities, the public figures out there, comedians, musicians.
Not even stars. I want to talk to actually politicians. What about Fatima? What about Fatima Bayo that is doing hands up her girls?
Since they see these things, to put them out there, they will see.
So if she's doing hands up her girls, she's supposed to take this case in a heartbeat. Because this is somebody coming out and talking about it, and there is so many evidence.
The reason why I make a no go just see the news number and take up on her like that because most people they don't make cases them say on this hands of our girls where they were lying some ladies they were lying.
This is not.
I know. My point is. If you get for Duam, if you get for coming, like where the evidence that they all long come also, and then we forward the evidences then to and you see a prove and says right, and then I saw in the coming. Yeah, so we're in coming now, you understand and getting your way you do, but we too have a lot of voice to play out there. We too
hold on. Let Auntie Musu say something quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, so far what I understand. Then the Australian government actually is trying to pick up the case. Then they try to put all the papers in together and forward them to the Australian government. That's what they're trying to do. So now that paper then they wait for. Once all those papers are put together, they are going
because those are the evidence, those are the proof right there.
Yeah, they're going to send them over to Sierra Leone government. And then officially they open a case against the man.
Yes.
So now that's not the thing, but the ladies.
So they're opening a case against the man. This is the time we have to start campaigning about this particular issue because they're going to open a case against the man, but let we shame him. Let we shame him out there. You understand? Eh? Like the other one, the way they pandora people, the way they pandora right now, we they're not going for no. Say the case though the salon government they perfect man they no. But what we they can't shame this man a public and then they make any other man where they can do this to Ingal picking house now where it will stop.
Well, actually I've been telling her yesterday when we do the discussion over the phone, I tell him, I say don't be surprised because when he tell me say you go believe say me a medical doctor. I know all the laws them. I know the rules. You go believe say a one medical doctor, I go do this. Now I tell her, I say, okay. I say you go believe say the way we molest me, na been principal, na been reverend, Now be me uncool. I say you go believe that day, and he halt. Okay, he kept quiet a little bit. So all what I say right now, I tell him, I say, don't be surprised because I am going to bring people in the air. I say, don't not surprise you if you read your name out there. So he knows already that we are going to start saying something about it. So you're not gonna be surprised. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for make them put them people together. But as we are waiting, I want them will all begin to run private investigations. Them. We can do it. Yes, we can. He get family members that were connected to him. We can reach out to. I say I don't begin so. We are going to reach out to all of them, and we can do it.
Yes, we definitely can, because we need it. Apart from the Lord doing the job, we also have to do our own job as well. Our job is for our kids.
And as I say again, and if you listen, I'm hoping, I pray like this in a lie, that picking a lie. I don't care if it's a lie, but I'm praying, even though the evidence is then they already for say it's time for the begin.
Yeah, because the Australian government wanted to make sure it's real before they go put their hand in something.
Right.
So they're doing their due diligence with this case. They're going through it. They're taking every precautions. They're going through every action. They even went ahead and did a lie detector test, which is something that I told the lady that as soon as she gets everything, she needs to send me some of them so we can be able to have them up and make sure that people know that this is not some kind of a fake story that people just want to talk about people or whatever. This guy is, let me tell you something, I can't. When I saw, because when Auntie told me about this, I didn't know who he was. And she just gave me the name. So I'm like, she was like, go look him up. I didn't look him up on Facebook. I went to Google. I put his name on Google and he popped up. And when I saw him, in my head, I told Auntie Musu, I was praying to God that he's not the one. I sent the picture to Auntie Musu for let it go tell me, say, this is not the person. And it was the person. And the problem, that's the reason why I was so mad. I was so upset. Not only did he destroy his own child's life. Imagine, that's his own child. He's a doctor. Who else is passing by? What kind of doctor is he?
Oh yeah.
Kids go through I had an issue with that when I was a kid. I will never forget that. And in Africa, they will tell your mother to wait outside when they're checking you.
Yes.
So you don't know, the mother doesn't know or the father or whoever is there with the child doesn't know what they're doing inside there. And another, I guess one of the viewers out there sent a message. She said she had a similar stuff happening to her. Her name, the last name, Mbendu Kemokai. She said she had some kind of a similar issues, but she didn't go through with it. She said her older cousin called her outside on a broken car to come in there. And when she was 6 years old.
Wow.
And then when she went in there, the guy was trying to touch her. So she actually ran. But she never told anybody about it. But the only thing she remembered that when she was growing up, her mom always told her, don't let anybody touch you down there. Or don't let anybody touch you. Nobody. So I think also in Africa, we need to have something, hand up our girls with some kind of a fancy name, but we need to have an education for our children. We need to have some kind of sexual education for them to know, because most of these kids, you can see them, they're 14. They go to their uncle and they will say, uncle, I like just what you said. They will go there for school fees because their parents can't afford it or because they love to go to school. Look at what happened to you.
Right.
And they can use that against you. And sometimes because the kid doesn't know better, they will go ahead and do it. Because they think they have to do it for them to get a successful, go finish school and have a successful career at the end of the day. They don't know about that. Sex education is not taught till you're in some kind of classes in secondary school or something like that. People don't know anything. And I think we mothers at home should start teaching their children and start paying attention, a little bit more attention to their children.
Yes.
And don't ever, if a child come to you and say, oh, my uncle or my cousin or my this is touching me, instead of you telling them that is a lie, investigate it, give them that chance. Because that's what our problem is right now. A lot of kids are.
Yesterday we discussion me into what it say we blow me up. Where it say, nah, it say not the best way this way if we for solve this problem. Not to social media for use. And I think that the best way this for solve this problem. Now I tell her, say, listen, if not be me on picking, I say, what thing Juliana they do me for don't do the worst. I say, if I don't do the worst, well, I just say social media they destroy people. Social media they destroy people.
Oh, wait, they sleep with people picking also destroy they destroy people.
This is not the best way for let them solve this problem. In the they pray 5 daily prayer. I know say I not do but let not to social media they solve this. Let the law take in cause. I say now tell I say I hope.
Okay, we don't know say now it is free social media. Now we are taking it to the social media. All the can say we ranka pass and say ranka, wall ranka.
Yeah, and now social media.
Now for that destroy don't destroy. Make they say we need to come out in numbers.
And
we need to come out in numbers. We all campaign against this bullshit. Because our social media is afraid. Yes, they social media for the social media not destroy people, but you they destroy people inside room. Idiots.
And I think they not only like one of our viewers said that a lot of these kids they don't even know they're being abused. They don't know because they're not taught. So for me, I think the stepping stone is not only to put these people out, to blast these people that are committing such an act. Because this the thing when people need it, like even when the message the way as where this way Imama send me with where Yusuf send me, the message, the way they talk to the Pekin. I felt as if I was in some kind of a. I couldn't understand the way he was talking to her. Even when the kid was saying, "Oh, Daddy, because of me, because of you, I've seen your nakedness," and he would just roll over the topic as if it was not you. He would be firm and said, "What the hell are you talking about? Why are you talking this way?" But all he was saying, "Well, we can talk about it. We go figure her out. Look, I want to talk to you, Mama, so that we can figure them out, and also you go become somebody." You don't already they talk about the Pekin. The Pekin they talk about the way you sleep with them. Don't you they talk about the education? You go become a doctor. What? I don't understand. It wasn't like, and I was like, why do you think it was necessary? And for me, as I say, blasting these people because they keep doing it. It's not the first attempt. This is the only attempt that he was caught. Okay, that's the only one he was caught. Nobody knows the other one.
Oh yeah, he has done it so many times.
And this became man like now. She's hot. She's looking up to us as public figures for fight for him. If we not fight for her, this became no go ever satisfy. We have to fight this guy in social media because our social media now they free. Now they remember the first time.
Oh yeah.
Because I know Sabia. Fast Sabia, they go slap her. Oh, see, I they get her. I say, hey. When I get a logo beat her. I mean
that.
We don't go jail we all, no problem. But now social media, they now they handle them. Oh, do the picking go satisfy? That picking go gladdy. Now we all we forget small to raise some money back. Make at least maybe people able forget a doctor. We go able for heal them in time.
She already has that.
She has full support. She has full support from the Australian government right now.
That's good.
Yeah, she does. I'm telling you, when I meet these people are detail oriented, they are detail oriented. They go in step after step after step.
I think all in need now for let it get support from people like we. That's why she reach out.
Now make now we for Dede for
Yeah.
Even if the government then take up on the case, you understand? Let we back first for them.
I will.
Until Musu don't go through. You understand? You already know because you don't know the position, so you already know how it feels.
It's
And
for
I
him.
Sometimes
know,
some of these
and
things we cannot know how it feels if we not go to war. So now
I
is the
know
time we
I
have
know
to
a lot of women in Africa, lot of
So
women
many.
back home,
So
a lot
many.
of them
Yeah.
went through it. They just at that point they didn't know what it was, what it meant, and because in Africa mental issue is not a big thing. So when you see people they walk at it and crazy, you think say now which the
Yeah.
which happen or something happen. It could be
Right.
mental issue can cause you to go off. Things
Oh
like
yeah.
this
yes,
can make you
yes,
go off. So
yes.
that's why I appreciate that she is in Australia where they have people that knows mental illness is a thing and they can be able to work with her. And for the fact that the papa they say you go become doctor, you have left that child so many damages, not only internally or physically,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
emotionally. Those things will never go away.
Never.
She will be having nightmare upon nightmare.
Never.
And
Yes.
Never.
and one of we guests where they even one of the viewers right now, she says she's sure or somebody else went through the same thing because but they didn't talk about it. Now I make I say there's a lot of people. That's why we
Yes.
need
Yeah. Yeah.
we
So
need to
many.
find a way where we
So
can
many.
create something where we can start educating these kids
Don't
because
start
kids
am now, Umu. We're not the wait
kids,
again.
no,
We're
I mean,
starting
I
now.
said we need to find a way. We have to find a way because we can't just get up and go. We have
Well,
to know what we are going for.
well, Queen Egg, I always say that when I can hire them actually they assign a psychiatrist to me when I can hire because I didn't know I was really depressed. I didn't know, because I've been they think some weird way sometimes. And I always say, they say suicide when people, I don't say Africa, when they say somebody attempt suicide, would they make fun of, hey, not be one killing self. Suicide is real. Depression, there are so many people depressed in Africa. Where we not know. So many people that don't kill themselves, where depression don't kill them, where would then they attribute, especially with young people, them. They say now which it do. Or if when he do which he die. And that's what I'm saying. If I was as a teenager inside Africa, I attempt for kill myself, I attempt for overdose myself. Don't you think if there was a gun available to me at that moment of my life, you think I don't use them?
Yes.
I don't use them. So suicide is real. Depression is real. So many, I know say so many adults then the way I know say right now at the talk, then they look me, they know say they went through it, but they don't want to talk about it because of the shame. How society don't shame people them from time memorial, where would they grow up? How then they shame people them where you say then some man don't rape you? How then they shame you? Then they turn to you like say, now you cause her. Now the shame they we say today, most women them. But what I believe in, how powerful speaking up. All I'm doing right now, I'm speaking up to encourage other women to speak up. Because you can go to all the therapists. You can go to every therapist in the world, but your best therapist is somebody who has been there. When I spoke to the child, when I spoke to her, he said, Auntie Musu, he said, I go sleep fine today. I said, you're beautiful. I said, you are beautiful so much. I sent me picture to her name. Mama said, he said, just today they smile. He said, I'm going to sleep tonight. So that's all we need for do for each other. Please, if there's any woman out there who don't go through this, don't be ashamed. Speak up. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Whether you've been drunk, whether you've been high, some man rape you, it's not your fault. No man not get right for take advantage by you. And I'm going to say a child. Oh, I'm so mad. I become, sometimes I just, oh, thank God. Thank God, but I just encourage any woman out there. And I make any time when I go out there, when I dance, when I volunteer, all these years when I'm performing, when I go out, especially in the African American community, when I volunteer for NGOs and a non-profit, where I volunteer for them, I always share my story on the dance floor. And almost each time I share my story on the dance floor, woman go must come, somebody go must come and give me a hug. And each time that person give me a hug, they'll whisper in my ears, I was there. Thank you. They always say thank you to me for lifting. So, and I'll say, Africa, it's shameful for them to talk to them unless we. But please, that's my last word I'm saying. I encourage everybody, for the sake of the other picking them where they come, the other one, the way they sit home silently, then they go through this. Please speak up. Please speak up for my sake and for the sake of Mamuna and where you don't change the name to Tonia. Can you imagine if you can change a name, a whole name, it don't change them. It say no other name.
Because the name can be a stigma. Because anytime you remember somebody call on the name, all she will go back is the flashback of her dad calling her in the room.
Let me tell you, I'm going to say this and confess to this. I know I'm on the air. I actually, million real birthday, I refuse to go with my real birthday because he told me that was my birthday. I'm going to speak it out today. April 21, I made it up by myself. Because I not want to believe anything what he say to me. What he tell me, say my birthday was this. I refuse to take it. And I had to make up my own birthday. So that's how deep it is. I don't blame that people will change your name.
Oh my God. As I told you, my people today, my viewers, this is a very intense and oh my God. Woo. This person will send message so right now na post you wasabi. Somebody just said the same thing. Her name is Laura DeSama. I know her very well.
Okay.
And she just said, I went through it.
I told you. I told you. There are so many looking at me and I'm happy for you. What's her name again?
Laura.
Tell her and say I'm going to reach out to her after this.
Laura, this is for you, okay? Auntie Musu is going to reach out to you. This is the thing. That's why Africa people, when you go through things like this as a kid, and then when you start to act up, a lot of kids act up. White people know what that means. Black people don't know what act up means because they start calling the girl, oh, na free pikin, na rare girl, na this and that. You don't know the story of the person. You're already naming that person. Do you know what they went through? They always say we're Africa, we're strong. We don't know what is depression, anxiety, panic attack. We don't know all those things, PTSD. We don't know what those is. We don't pay attention. We don't have those in our system. They say we're too strong because we are black. We don't have feelings. Because that's how I see it. It's only if you don't have feelings. Even for people that don't have feelings, they get raped, they're gonna feel that kind of way. I don't understand how a man can be proud of a situation like this. And then you have the guts to be calling the person or texting them, messaging your victim. You're actually messaging your victim. And then you have the guts to send a message. After you've already said, yes, she went through stuff. And then you send another message, say, no, everything that she said was a lie. I was going to call him before this thing is because I was too late. Because I wasn't going to be as nice as Auntie Musu was.
No, you for not ruin it. You for not ruin it. I mean, you for not ruin it.
After we send the last message where he send me, where he say, oh, nothing is happening, it's a lie. I was like, are you serious? This guy is still out there. Just after I don't see you message the way they write the picking. Then the other message where he talked to you about, and then he sent this message today. They say, no, then they call God the name for everything.
Right.
I was actually you lucky that I had a show. I was going to call him and say, please just answer a yes or no question, because all these things that you're going around the bush about is not going to make sense to me. You're beating. It doesn't make sense to me at all. And I know there are a lot of people out there, so I'm asking people that have gone through this as a sister, come out.
Tell them to call me. Tell them to call me.
Call Auntie Musu. We will make a team so that we can teach the people, the kids, the little kids that are there now going through the same thing. I know a lot of you saw the video with the little child, and the child has bubbles on her head. And this man was telling that little girl, 7 years old, to be doing things that some of us grown people don't even do. And she has the bubbles on her head. This stuff happened all over in Africa. So I'm praying to God that today people start calling or sending message to me or to Auntie Musu. You are not the one that should be ashamed. It's the person that did it that should be ashamed. And no person in Africa should be shrugging those things under the carpet anymore. We need to teach somebody a lesson. So the next person that tries it will think hard before they do it again. Social media reaches everywhere now. Social media is the place, is the thing to go to. Because once you put that thing on Google, anytime your name comes up, guess what else comes up? It comes up with you being a pedophile, with you sleeping with your own child. So who is going to hire a pedophile or bring a person that is, he's a prominent person. He's very prominent. He's also working with the government as well. There was something that he wrote on his paper that he's a politician as well. He's a prominent person. He's very prominent. He's also working with the government as well. Oh my God. You got to, Quinak as well.
Yeah.
Turn off your phone, they talk. Turn off your phone. And they give me safe now the phone.
I don't know what's happened just now.
Yeah, it was your phone. It was saying the same thing.
Okay.
And we're going to be wrapping up this show in a few. But as I said before, and as Auntie Musu said earlier, I had the privilege of speaking with the mother, and I was supposed to speak with the girl's grandma, but I was rushing for the show, so I wasn't able to speak to her. But I'm going to call her after I'm finished with the show. I'm calling out to every woman and also men. Let's try to turn this thing around. Instead of victim shaming, let's shame the people, the abusers. Let's shame the abusers. Because the mark that they left on kids or anybody when you rape somebody is everlasting. It never goes away. Never goes away. Okay? It can be, you can feel a little better, but it doesn't go away. Anytime it comes up, guess what? You're going to fall back down and cry and become an emotional wreck. They need to know the effect that they're leaving on us when they do something like that. I can imagine my dad doing stuff like that. So it's really hard for me to see the thing that he was doing. It's his own blood. You are the one that gave back to the child, and you say, oh, you're doing everything to make sure she gets good education and stuff like that. So even the girl even told him, you took me as your wife when your other wife wasn't at home. Lord have mercy. Please, my viewers, please, SierraCast followers and viewers, please, let's show this child some love and show other victims or other survivors some love. Let's figure out a way. Let's come together as one. Try to shame and let nobody, because I've seen before somebody posted a picture of the victim and women were the one that was actually telling this girl to put that picture down, to take it down. It was women, not even men. It was women that was saying, oh, don't put that picture up, this and that, you go destroy the man in the family or the life or waiting, and why you go put the picture up. It was women, not men. I just want women to stop doing that. Stop giving men all the excuses and all the passes.
You can say that again.
And if you check, probably all of them that are saying put the picture down is people that have gone through it, but because they shame them, so they think it's okay to continue to live in the dark, in the darkness.
Exactly.
Exactly. Quinak, you go ahead and say something. I need a moment.
What I want to say is that for at this time we are activists. Everybody here for act like an activist. You understand? Any kind of thing they are with the happen, normal. Other stuff send they where there you go say, okay, la put more to la no put more, no matter. You understand? But then kind particular thing they are now then see also for the put more. We just spend so much time, energy. You understand? Look that entire way that small bikini in their school picking them sex tape come out. Then they share all over. It take them few seconds. It don't reach all over WhatsApp. But you can never see them. Thing when I better thing that the thing is to make Africa with a BN. Thing when I better thing for concentrate by you can never see these people. You understand it? Coming together. So this is the time we all for now then kind of thing that we need for teach people them the things they're waiting for the make go viral. The things they're waiting for the participating. I didn't think they ask for the make go viral. Let people let they see. But they know say this is wrong. You understand? Not so just for we see one porn picture, then take out the big share all over. You understand? Without make sense because they don't know. They lack understanding. Sometimes they say Chinese people and the Munku, they're uncivilized and not open. We were open up now to the world. The world would they behave? Would they behave like for say we was past some certain people away can be racist to we. You understand? So my point for me to say is the time all what we they waste all this time doing so many other. This is the time we all need for be an activist. Let's be there for these people. Let's be there for them picking their way they go through them things that they can say it can be saying that you picking. Maybe one thing our less civil unions they know anything we they do out there, they say good. Maybe mama can always tell me something good, do a normal. This is like you're doing good for somebody where they go through this thing. We're not able to forget a voice. Some people they want to see if they come out and talk, we go support them. They want to see that one day. Other than that, they will never come out. So me Queen Akmina, I big activist na Siwali. Where anything I stand for the right. Anything when I write, I stand for. I'm gonna be there for the little ones, for the youths and everybody. Anything I know, so when I the right thing, I'm going to stand for it for the truth, and I'm going to make sure we fight on this matter until this situation so this kind of alakiti where they happen so reduce. So I want people to stop. Me, I'm going to be behind this. Are they being anti Musu 100%? Would they cause the cast inside social media? Social media and I will get her. Would they scatter you where they watch me, so you where they do that pizza right away they follow you girl picking the house. You wait, I they come for you, not sabi me. Try me no, try me back.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, now we're going to wrap up because we're going to have a second part for this. This is just the first part. The second part is going to come with all the information that you people will want to see. And as one thing else I want to say before please don't ever tell a child, if a child come up to you and say, this person they church me or he do this to me, not ever tell them say them come up before you, because I'll be some people then go say left me na lie, they lie, just they come do something. Please, let's just try. You don't have to go attack the person right away. Just try to see if you can investigate before you push that child aside. Okay, Auntie Musu, your last word on this so we can wrap up.
Okay, hold on. Look at me, my phone wonder. Well, first of all, I thank you so much, Omo, for giving me the platform for make Heal myself again. This is another one plus one healing for me tonight. Thank you, Queen Nak, for will not listen to me, because that's all we need. Trust me, that is all we need. Somebody for listen to we. Somebody for believe, say, yes, I believe in you. That alone, they give us 50% healing. Versus you where they look me when I don't say something. Where a Peking come, just like how Queen Ag say, Peking can tell you something. Then you say, well, come on now. You already don't, you just don't defeat in all energy. So it's at the big one. I know say a lot of adults then they will watch me. So you don't need for saying loud, but call me. That's all we need now. Each other, call me. Let we talk. Let we cry together. And let we make noise for other people then. Now that they no more be day for now. And not be ever get justice. And I know say I don't go ever get up. But each time as I raise my voice for a child, I know I'm getting justice. That's all I want. Anytime I open the mouth and I advocate for one person, that's how I'm getting my justice. So I encourage everybody, man or woman or boys, girls, I'm encouraging you to speak up. Speak up to save lives. Thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you to everybody for being part of this. Thank you for people that are within Africa. Thank you for listening to this. And I ask everybody for this, especially this particular topic here we'll do today, this particular segment. I talk to una, me viewers them, me people them. Please, una share. When you share, not for me anymore, this fire, because there's a lot of people that want to hear what we say today, that needed this right now, that a woman that went through it is stepping up and wanting to help. Okay, he's trying his best. So I want you guys to share this video today. Share everywhere, share wherever possible. And as you said, if there's anybody that is going through it, you don't have to say it out loud on the message or whatever, but you can call her. You can text her message or send us a message, and we can connect you guys to talk and whatever else you have to do. But I'm calling you. When we come in with the part 2 of this, we'll bring all the evidence. And I want people to let's all start stepping up. Let us don't wait for the result. Let's start helping up, stepping up and making sure we teach the kids in Africa when you say no, it's a no. Where they should touch you and where nobody should be touching, not to invade their personal space. And if they do it, you can go right to the police, or you can scream, you can do certain things about it. Not just to say, just do it and never talk about it because the person threatens you. We need to start teaching them about their bodies. And we have to have a campaign for those men that think they can be doing this and they can walk scot-free everywhere. No, now we're going to have a campaign where we post your face. If I can post your face every day, every different face I post you every day, I don't care. I'll put it on Google if I can. So people know who you are.
Omo, before you go, I just want to make the note for say I have a non-profit where I work on. And the non-profit, I name Voices of Innocent Children Empowerment. If you go on my page, you go see them and support me non-profit anyhow you can. I did it all by myself. Now me want they raise me fund. Now me want they sponsor each child who are able to identify. Now me want they sponsor them. That's what I'm living for. Voices of Innocent Children Empowerment. It's spelled voice. If you go on Google,
I know most of us are going to join that empowerment too, so we can be able to help you out, because doing it by yourself, there's too much hurt that comes to you as well that you have to deal with. So it's a lot. And we really, I really appreciate you even being here. You're saying thank you to me. I'm saying thank you to you to be the strong person that you had, that you can even talk about it. A lot of people don't talk about it. let alone you fighting for somebody else that went through it. I've seen women, as I said on the picture that was posted, women that went through it were screaming and saying, no, don't do that, don't do that. So for you to really stand up for the right thing and coming up here and trying to encourage other people not to just stay silent. It's the most inspiring thing that I can see, that I can literally, from everything else I've done, you have inspired me a lot. And I want to say thank you, because all the stuff you heard it on your birthday. So that spoiled the whole damn birthday. But we definitely going to give you a birthday. Let's wait and see. Let's go and say bye-bye. So we're going to make something that will make you smile and not that put a damper on your birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. We love you.
Queenak.
Thank you,
You're
Queenak.
welcome, Auntie Musu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Queenak, for being part of this. I want to say thank you to Amjad for taking the time and spending all this time with me, with us here. And I know he's ready to go home. So I want to say
thank
goodbye.
You, Amjad.
Goodbye to everyone. Thank you, I know,
right? Bye, guys.
Thank you, viewers. We love you, and we'll see you on the next show. Okay. Good night.
Night.
Bye.